I'm your number one fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
My mom and dad are me.
I see dead people.
Happy Tuesday.
Hi, happy Tuesday.
It actually is Tuesday behind the scenes. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck?
I hit my finger.
I'm sorry. How fun. Filming
Yeah.
on a Tuesday. Not the Tuesday you're listening to this, but
No.
a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
One of many.
Mm-hmm.
We usually don't record on Tuesday. Well, sometimes we do.
Yeah, sometimes we do.
But I feel
Just
like lately
depends.
we've been doing the Thursdays. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome back to Killer Cuties podcast.
That's us.
Mm-hmm. We're here to talk about the Amityville Horror.
Both
Two
of
of
them.
them.
Well, yeah, two.
Two of like
Two of
50.
The many.
Yeah. So many. Too
Yeah,
many.
there's so many movies about that house. Way too many. You said it best. Yeah, I'll kick us off with like a little overview. We are going to be talking about the 1979 version and then the remake 2005 version. You looked confused. Did you not know it was
I thought it was
1979?
78.
Oh, okay. It's not. But
Okay.
the review of they're the same. It's yeah. I mean, there's differences in the plot, but basically it's about newlyweds George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children. They move into a large house where a mass murder was committed. They start to experience strange, inexplicable manifestations, which have strong effects on everyone living in or visiting the house. Classic haunted house story. The 1979 version was directed by Stuart Rosenberg, screenplay by Sander Stern, and it's based on the Amityville Horror by Jay Anson, the book. It stars James Brolin and Margot Kidder, and it was a box office hit. The budget was $4.7 million, and it made $86.4 million. So it did well. Obviously, it spawned many sequels and the remake. However, critically, maybe not as big of a hit. It currently has a 6.2 on IMDb, a 31% critic score, and a 52% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. And then the 2005 version, directed by Andrew Douglas, screenplay by Scott Kozar, also based on the book by Jay Anson. It stars Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George. And it was also commercially successful. Out of a $19 million budget, they made $107.5 million at the box office. But again, critically, it has a 5.9 on IMDb, a 24% critic score, and a 52% audience score, again, on Rotten Tomatoes. So audience is perfectly aligned on both of those movies. Yeah. But it is based, I say in quotes, on a real story, and Katie's gonna talk about that now.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it's juicy.
Plump.
Yeah. Okay, the true story of the Amityville Horror.
Yep.
In 1974, Ronald DeFeo, then 23 years old, killed his parents and 4 siblings with a shotgun after drugging them to sleep in their Amityville, New York home. DeFeo and his lawyer, William Weber, pled insanity, claiming, quote, the devil made him do it. DeFeo was ultimately convicted and sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences and died behind bars in 2021. In 1975, a year after the DeFeo murders, a family of 5 called the Lutzes moved into the house despite knowing its history because of its low price tag. A local Catholic priest was asked to bless the home, but the Lutzes claimed to have still seen apparitions, bubbling slime, red-eyed pig heads, and levitating furniture, as well as heard voices and strange noises. They also claimed that one night Kathy briefly transformed into a 90-year-old woman. On their final night in the home, Kathy was reported to have levitated off her bed, and everyone awoke the following morning traumatized by the loud banging they had heard all night. The family moved out that day, 28 days after they had moved in. Soon after, the Lutzes and William Weber met and shared their stories. In 1988, Weber claimed that meeting included, quote, many bottles of wine, and that he and the Lutzes spun their real-life experiences into book and movie concepts. The neighbor's cat had supposedly inspired the red-eyed pig monster. DeFeo's father hitting his wife while she had a plate of spaghetti in her hand inspired the red-walled room. Weber and the Lutzes ultimately had a falling out over the financials associated with a book deal, so they parted ways. The Lutzes then partnered with Jay Anson, who released the Amityville Horror in 1977, and Weber sued them for breach of contract in 1979. Since the success of the book and original film, the house has sold several times, most recently in 2023. The Lutz family lived in a paranormal-free life after moving out of their haunted home, but George and Kathy divorced in the late 1980s. George ultimately died of a heart attack in 2006, and Kathy died of emphysema in 2004, while all their adult children are still alive and remain out of the public eye.
Wow. I think another fun fact is that every person who's lived in that house since has said that nothing weird has ever happened.
Yep.
So maybe goes towards the credibility of the lawyer guy who was like, no, we made it all up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think 50 years is kind of a long time for nothing else to happen.
Seriously, yeah. And honestly, a very long time for us still to be talking about nothing that ever happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy that we're still talking about it.
I know, but then it's like, man, it's kind of smart. Maybe I should say my apartment's haunted. Get some moolah out of it.
I think your apartment is haunted, but that's just me.
It's definitely not.
There's some weird vibes there.
Oh, I think that's just me. I'm giving off the weird.
You're haunted.
I'm just weird.
Oh, okay.
I
mean, they use the same tactics to promote the movies too. They made up a whole bunch of shit just to scare people.
Oh yeah, they do that with like every haunted house movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're like, all this crazy stuff happened on set. At least this time, like, the cast didn't go along with it. Like, James Brolin and Margot Kidder were both like, nah, it's all bullshit. Like, I think James Brolin even got pretty close with George Lutz and was still like, I don't think that happened.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think that's kind of funny.
There was even a rumor that the production team like refused to film inside the actual house, but that was just
made up.
Yeah, all made up.
Yeah, I think like the city itself told them they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
because they didn't want the like bad attention. But I couldn't tell if that was like production made that up or if that was just a rumor that was made up about the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean either way,
who's to say?
Got people excited about it.
Yeah, that's true. I like kind of on the cast not really buying it. Margot Kidder later went on record saying that she hated the movie. And in an interview, she said, direct quote, "It was a piece of shit."
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe that anyone would take that seriously. I was laughing the whole way through it, much to the annoyance of Rod Steiger, who took the whole thing very seriously. At the time, my agent proposed a sort of one for me, one for them policy. This was one for them. It was crazy Christians who made it a hit. They wanted people to believe in the devil and possessions and haunted houses and all that hooey.
Oh my God.
So she, I think, vehemently hated this movie.
Sounds like it. I also read that the pig monster was hysterical to her. And the director was like, you got to pull yourself together. This is supposed to be the most terrifying thing you've ever seen, and you're laughing.
Well, and then didn't he try to, like, scare her with, like, a doll or whatever? Because her reaction was, that just made it worse.
And that made it worse.
Laughing even more.
Yep. Which, honestly, I don't blame her.
I don't either. Yeah.
Effects in the 70s just aren't what they are now.
They sure aren't. This kind of has like that little iconic fly scene. It's been parodied before. But apparently
a lot of fly movies recently.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's 4 now, which is weird.
4 fly movies?
Well, 2 The Fly and 2
the
Amityville Horror.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
4.
4.
It's weird that it happened twice.
Shut up. Anyways, the cinematographer, Fred J. Hohenkamp, I hope I said that right, he admitted to having a really hard time shooting the fly scenes because he is scared of insects. And so he didn't like that. And whenever there was like close-ups of the flies, he would just look away and hope that it got the right
Oh my god.
And he also apparently lost nearly 30 pounds because he refused to eat because like the flies made him lose his appetite.
Poor guy.
I'm like, how long were they filming those flies? 30 pounds, that's
Seriously.
a lot of weight.
That's
to
a lot of
lose.
weight. Yeah.
I guess maybe it impacted him afterwards.
I guess. Weird.
I think, yeah, that maybe therapy.
Yeah, at the very least.
That's an intense fear.
Yeah.
That sucks though. Can you imagine like signing on? You're like, oh, big blockbuster scary movie. Shoot flies all day.
Right? Oh my
And
god.
that's your worst nightmare.
I was wondering, and by the way, we're talking about the old movie, the 79 version right now. We didn't preface.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're starting with the first one.
Yeah. They both do have fly scenes, but this is the 79 version.
Yes, yes.
I was wondering how they got the flies to like act the way they did, and supposedly they just used honey. Like smothered the priest's face with honey and
Yeah.
the window, and
I wouldn't like
crazy.
that.
A lot of we're learning a lot of fly manipulation techniques
That's true, yeah.
between
This and
Our-
the fly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Might as well get all our fly facts right now. And I'll
I'm
look
sorry.
ahead.
No
And
more.
then no more.
No more fly facts.
After this episode, no more fly facts. That's it.
Yeah. Just go and listen to The Fly for the rest of them.
Exactly.
There were a lot of pretty popular actors considered for the role of George.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, Christopher Reeve played Superman, but James Brolin auditioned for Superman.
Yep.
And then James Brolin played George Lutz, but Christopher Reeve auditioned for George Lutz, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
They also considered Harrison Ford, fresh off his success in Star Wars, Burt Reynolds, and James Caan.
Yeah.
James Caan
And
was
it's
in
also
something
like, yeah,
that we watched.
Oh, I was like, he's been in many things.
that we watched.
He was in Misery.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, he's a pretty well worked actor. He's done a lot.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But that's an even funner fact because Christopher Reeve played Superman, but Margot Kidder played Lois Lane.
Yeah.
There you go. Lots of connections.
Her character is also humming the love theme from the 78 version of Superman when she's doing dishes or something.
Yeah. And that's like
Super
pretty
cute.
early on.
Yeah, love that.
Can I just say real quick two things about the 79 version? One, some of the editing was crazy. I thought my computer froze because there's that like freeze frame in the stairs and then they cut to the shooting.
Oh,
So
yeah.
weird. I literally was like, is my internet down? Like what happened? Because the sound kept going, but the scene just stopped. Like the realtor's showing them around the house.
Yeah.
And she turns to them and like while she's turning it, freeze frames and then like hard cuts to the shooting and then cuts back.
Yeah. I thought like she was having like a flashback or something. Like she was clairvoyant and like seeing what had happened in the house. Like it just didn't really mesh.
Yeah, it
It
felt
only happened the once.
it helped. Yeah, it felt like the change of scene should have happened like immediately when the scene stopped.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It like stayed stopped for a second. So that was weird. Threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah, and then also my favorite part about it was when the nun leaves the house and she's in the car and she has to throw up. And the sound that she makes when she's throwing up is a sound that no human has ever made when they're
No.
throwing up.
No.
And I laughed so hard.
I mean, to her credit, maybe
Favorite
it was
part.
like a demon possession kind of throwing up, which may sound a little different than maybe you or I.
I should hope, yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked that part.
Yeah. We just talked about this too off screen, but it's worth saying in the episode. There's a couple scenes where Margot Kidder talks with her teeth, which
Yeah.
really hard to explain for somebody that's not watching us on video. But
Yeah.
basically, when she says like M words that starts with M, she uses like her teeth in her bottom lip to say it instead of her top lip and her bottom lip.
Yeah, instead of like with her lips pressed together, it's like with her top teeth and her bottom lip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, you can always see her teeth while she's talking. I can't even do it. I'm trying to do it right now. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, I can. What the hell? Oh my God, I can do it. Look at how good I'm doing. That's exactly how she talks.
Yeah, you're doing amazing.
Thank you. It was really uncomfortable, but
yeah,
I did it.
Great. Episode over. We got what we came here for. Also, if a ghost stole $1,500 from me right now in today's money, I would be pissed. Let alone in 1975. Okay, I'm actually gonna.
It's like $7,200.
Inflation. 72?
Mm-hmm.
It's 74. 74.92.
Okay, well, I was close.
No. Sorry. 8,400.
Oh God.
I was focusing on the 500 almost, not the 7. It's an 8. $8,500 basically.
Oh my God.
Is that how much wedding caterers are? I'm never getting married. That's
not how
crazy.
much I paid.
That seems like a lot.
That's not how much I paid.
Okay.
But my neighbor cooked all my food, so.
Oh, great.
Because she makes the best chicken.
Amazing. Yeah, that seems like a lot of money. But weddings are a lot of money.
Yeah, I was just reading something the other day. Like the average wedding cost $35,000. Are you fucking joking?
No.
No way. Mine was like 8, I think, thousand.
I don't think I'm gonna go to the courthouse if I get married.
That checks out.
Yeah. I just don't think a wedding is for me.
That's fair.
I'll have a BYOB in my mom's backyard.
Cute.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll finally get to meet your mom.
Oh my God, yeah.
Assuming I'm invited.
Plot
twist, I'm the groom.
See. Oh.
Or bride.
Can't wait.
A couple things have to happen before that happens, but
it's all on you, honestly.
I'm willing to.
I'm just waiting.
Say the word, I mean.
Oh shit.
Oh, God. Speaking of family and how they ruin people's weddings.
Great.
Bad segue. But the bearded man in the red room of the 79 movie, who's supposed to be DeFeo, and like DeFeo supposedly looks like George. That was James Brolin's brother, Brian.
Good old Brian.
Wearing a beard.
Yeah, I like that. Nothing to do with weddings or people ruining them.
No, but like family.
So not sure where that's even came from.
It came from trauma.
Amazing. Oh shit.
We talked briefly about how much money this movie made. It was an unexpected blockbuster, but at the time, it was in the top 10 movies of all time.
Yeah.
And James Brolin had, we say it every time, negotiate royalties. He had negotiated royalties for a lower salary out the gate. And he made $17 million in 70s money, but that's $78 million adjusted for inflation.
Always take the royalties.
Yep, it's worth the risk.
I think so. Because critics and audiences can hate your movie and it can still do well.
Yeah, right? What the hell? People hate this movie and it made so much fucking money. Both of them.
I hate this movie.
I mean, I can see how, I mean, we're not talking about the new one yet, the newer one yet. But the 2005 one, I could see, I remember it being like viral, like people talking about it. It's got some like shock scenes in it.
Oh yeah, I remember watching it when I was like 13, and I was like, "This is the peak of cinema."
Oh my God!
And then I watched any other movie, and I was like, "Never mind."
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how it goes when you're 13 and you haven't gotten into horror yet.
Yeah, and that's probably why, like, you and I were hearing about it when it came out. It's because we were young, and the people who enjoyed it were people who should not have been in the theater watching it.
Probably. Yeah. I also like the basement in the movie is like unfinished, you know. Very, I think what like a lot of West Coasters think basements are. Because fun fact, like people in California don't have basements, right? Because earthquakes, duh.
Neither
You don't
do we.
want yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people on the West Coast just don't have basements.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, they're usually like those unfinished type of, you know, crawl space-esque type basements.
Yeah.
And
Storage.
so when I moved out here and I would like tell stories about like, oh yeah, we were hanging out in my mom's basement, and they were like, what? You would do that and be terrified of it? And I'm like, no, it's like a it looks like a living room.
Yes.
It's a very finished basement where you can hang out and have fun. Because in Iowa, you need a basement because tornadoes. So
Exactly.
your basement is decided on what natural disaster you live in.
Correct.
But anyways, the basement in the real house is finished. It's not creepy at all. It's like a little rec room.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience going to the Midwest for the first time, and my husband telling me, oh yeah, we're just gonna sleep in the basement. I'm like, what the fuck we are? And we go and it's a fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just
oh,
like
okay.
a normal part of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird though that you would think that Arizona would have more basements because they're really cool. They're underground, like cool, like temperature.
Yeah.
They're also really cool.
And you guys don't really have like earthquakes, so it's not
And
like
we don't have earthquakes.
a hazard.
I mean, we had the one
Yeah.
about the time this movie came out.
Really? Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Basements, man. Although, to be fair, in my mom's house, well, her old house, the one I grew up in Iowa, it had a finished basement, but then it also had a crawl space, like connected to the basement. So you could open up this little hatch door and crawl in there.
Nope.
Yeah. It had like cement flooring, but we just used it for storage. Like it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't creepy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Basements.
I did play with my Ouija board like multiple times in the crawl space though.
I bet you did.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
We
Nothing
have
ever happened,
attics.
but we had an attic too, but we didn't like go in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we can't go in ours. It's like 130 degrees. Yeah.
No.
But if it was insulated,
then you could go in the attic.
then maybe you could go in there.
Yeah. Attics.
Anyway.
Attics and basements. You tell
Yeah.
us about your attic or basement.
Please, in the comments
Please.
below.
Comments below. Let us know what your basement looks like.
Yeah.
Back to the 1979 film. Jay Anson, who wrote the book, he also wrote out a screenplay for the film. And he was like, here you go. And the producers said, nope, we're good.
How
And
rude.
they hired Sander Stearns.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. But I think it, like, in the book, from the overview that I was reading, there was no mention of George turning on his family. So I don't know if that was just added to the movie or if that was in the book, but just not in the, like, summary that I read.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that seems like kind of a wild thing to add.
Yeah.
And if that did happen, it just makes you look like a really bad person.
Yeah. Like,
You're
how
like,
do you
yeah.
move on after that?
I took an axe to my kids, but it was the house made me do it.
Yeah,
Everyone
right?
else who lived in the house was like, I don't think the house made you do it.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, that part's got to be for the movie.
I think so. But it's interesting that they kept it. I mean, it's not that interesting that they kept it in the remake too, but
yeah.
Because that does add to the scary. If it's just like, oh, shit's going down in the house, but like, whatever. They just leave. That's not as scary as, oh, someone in the house is so affected by it that they're going to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. Just how do you, like, continue to live with that person after that happens? How do you let your kids live with that person after that happens?
You don't.
You don't. Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yeah.
Is you don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Which kind of reminds me, it was the bathroom scene of the old movie, the 79 movie, that really, like, made me think everything that movie tried to do, The Shining did better. That year, I think it was the same year.
Was it?
I think so. But like that scene, the bathroom act scene, better in The Shining.
Yeah.
The kind of like man's descent into madness was like a slower burn and just better in The Shining. The blood coming out of the walls, the building being haunted, the kids being in communication with the entities. Like it's just anything this movie tried, The Shining did better.
Yeah. Also, I looked it up. The Shining came out the year after.
In 80?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. But, I mean, the book had already been written.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like this movie's definitely considered a classic. Like, people still talk about it when they talk about haunted house movies. And probably because it was a very early example of that type of movie.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, based on a true story is always going to be a grabber. But I think there's a lot of haunted house movies that have done it better than this one.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We hadn't talked about it yet. New Nepo baby acquired.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Did you not know he was?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea. I saw that last name
Yeah.
in the credits and I was like, oh my God. Is that Josh's
Mhm.
daddy?
Sure is.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love a good Nepo baby.
It's all of them, so.
Yeah.
It's like every celebrity's a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Nepo baby at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think like my last fun fact about the original is that the people who the fun fact says the current owners, but I don't know what time, like when that was written. So I don't know when the change actually occurred, but at some point, because of all the unwanted attention that like the books and the movies had given that house, the owners at the time replaced the windows that are like the evil eyes, and they just put regular rectangle windows in there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can see the house on Zillow. It's very beautiful. They did a really good job with it. I like it.
yeah, I would live there.
Totally. For $1.4 million? Easy.
Oh. I don't have
No,
$1.4 million.
Yeah. Well, not
What?
yet.
It's haunted. Shouldn't it be cheaper?
You would think. That's how we got into this mess.
That's true.
I've got one more about the old one.
All right.
I'm surprised
hit
you didn't
me.
mention it.
What?
Ed and Lorraine Warren, the real people behind the characters in The Conjuring and Annabelle,
Yeah.
were involved in the real-life investigation of the house and also served as demonology advisors for Amityville 2.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. This is like semi-controversial. I just think they're frauds. So I don't
Yeah.
really care about them at all. So
Yeah.
I don't even
but
think
just
that's that controversial of a thing. I think a lot of people in the horror community agree
think
that
that they're frauds. Yeah.
they're absolutely frauds. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's just grifters grifting grifters.
yeah.
Whatever.
Lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right,
Well-
let's talk the remake.
Totally. Let's do it.
Okay.
Segue.
Great, love that.
George Lutz had beef with the studio while the remake was being made because he claimed that they didn't have the rights to tell his story without his input.
Okay.
So there was some suing and countersuing that went down, but George
Got it.
died in the middle of it all, so it never got resolved.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe the studio killed him.
Well,
He died of a heart attack, but
for
the
legal
studio
reasons,
caused it.
that was a joke.
Yeah. Duh.
Couple casting things. Megan Fox auditioned for the role of Lisa the babysitter.
Cute.
Kind of glad she didn't involve herself in this.
Aw.
Well, I guess
She's
but
been in worse horror
wasn't in
movies.
it.
Or
Name
worse
one.
movies. Not horror movies. Worse
Okay.
movies.
It's like, name one. That's true. And then James Vanderbeek turned down the role of George Lutz.
Who's that again?
Dawson Creek himself.
Oh my god. Never seen Dawson's Creek.
Me neither.
Oh
I just know the crying meme.
yeah. Oh, I know the crying meme.
It's okay. He thinks it's funny.
Iconic.
Yeah. I could honestly, he could have done it. He was
What,
in a
movie?
Yeah, he was in a 2-part episode of Criminal Minds where he played a villain. He could do it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
I
Ryan
would've
Reynolds
watched
was
this.
a weird choice.
I think back then it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Because he wasn't like Ryan Reynolds as we know him now. You know what I mean? Like, this was 2005.
I guess.
He hadn't done as much. He wasn't like playing himself in every movie at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's I mean, I had a really hard time watching him in this movie because it's like,
Because it's Ryan Reynolds.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
you're in The Proposal.
Yeah.
What
I
are you
want
doing
to say
here?
The Proposal was like the movie that kind of put him into that like typecast.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that was the first movie that I remember seeing him in that I like really enjoyed him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything before that. Not really. Before that, there were movies that like you probably watched, but The Proposal like was huge.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was the one that kind of like pushed him into the like limelight, and then he started being in very Ryan Reynolds-esque roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the record, Good Luck Chuck is my favorite rom-com when I need to piss you off, but The Proposal is actually my favorite rom-com. That movie slaps. Betty White's incredible.
Why would you want to piss me off?
Why wouldn't I? It's so fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched The Proposal once because it was like everybody was like, "This is so funny. It's so great."
Mhm.
I didn't really like it.
Oh, crazy.
I know. Yeah.
No, I loved it. I watched it with my grandma.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't do it for me, but I respect it. People do like that movie. It's better than Good Luck Chuck, for sure.
Hey.
It's no 10 Things I Hate About You, but, you know, to each their own. It's the best rom-com ever made.
The Proposal's very good.
Okay. Have you still not even seen 10 Things I Hate About You?
No.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. So
I haven't.
you don't even know good rom-coms yet.
Eventually. I'll watch it eventually.
With me?
Sure.
On our wedding night?
Yep. That's about when I'd watch it anyway, so.
Kidding, I could never marry someone who hadn't seen that.
Oh my god.
I think this is Chloe Grace Moretz's first film.
First film, yep.
Thank you for reiterating. And she was only 8 years old, but she did most of her own stunts.
Stunts.
She was walking on a roof and had to fall.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, you're so right. I forgot all about that.
I think you could tell, too, that, like, she kind of hurt herself there.
Oh, yeah.
Because when she falls down and he, like, pulls her back, you can tell that his chin hits her on the back of the head and she, like, grabs it.
Aw.
And then he, like, puts his hand on it because I think he realized, too.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I'm pretty sure that James Brolin bonks his noggin when he falls through the floor into the black goo.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm pretty sure, like, I watched it a couple times and it definitely looks like he bonks his noggin.
Yeah.
But back to Ryan Reynolds and Chloe Grace Moretz.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, like, method acting thing. Ryan Reynolds chose not to get to know the kids on set at all. So much so that the kids thought that he hated them. Which is really sad and, like, not how we do films in today's day and age, it feels like.
Yeah.
But he felt like that would be easier for him to engage in, like, the abusive behavior that the character exhibits in kind of the back half of the film.
I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Like, you're an actor.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do it, maybe you're just not acting material.
Yeah. Like, if it takes that much to get into character, then just play a different character. Like,
Yeah, well, he did.
yeah, he does now.
He just plays himself now.
Yep. Which, honestly,
he took your advice.
Yeah.
And he's a millionaire, so.
Yeah. He's really good at playing himself. He is really good at it.
If you need someone to play Ryan Reynolds, he's your guy.
Yeah.
Easy as pie.
Yeah. But that's just like a stark contrast. I don't know if you've seen any of the, like, photos of behind the scenes of House of the Dragon right now. There's a really dark scene involving several children in House of the Dragon. And there's
Oh.
some really sweet photos of the child actors and the cast of, spoiler alert, the people that kill the children.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I would expect. I would expect more of like, oh, you build the relationship so that the kids aren't fucking traumatized during the filming.
Yeah. Well, I hope Ryan Reynolds has learned his lesson.
Hey,
Uh,
what else?
For the whole babysitter segment, they had originally made like a rubber door for the closet door. And then they were like, that looks weird. Get rid of it. And so they put the real door on. And then the actress Rachel Nichols basically just had to like bang her hands for 2 days straight on an actual door. 2 days they filmed that.
Is she in P2? Or did I make that up? She's in something.
Oh. Ooh.
I just made that connection. She's looking.
That is her. Wait, that is her, right? I haven't found it yet, but I'm like, wait, yeah, looking at her face, I'm like, that's her, right? P2, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, fun little callback.
Yeah. We did that early this year. That's funny because when I saw her come onto the scene, I was like, I know her from something, and I opened up her IMDb at that point, and I was just looking through like a few things, and I was like, I don't see anything, and I clicked out, and I didn't scroll all the way back for P2. But it's all coming together. That's probably what I recognized her from.
Yeah. No, I was the same way watching the movie. I was like, oh my god, you look really familiar, but didn't put it together until right now.
Yeah.
But
they also
poor thing.
apparently, yeah. And then apparently too, they found out that she has like a really long tongue on set, and that's why they decided to do the Kiss poster. And there was going to be a different band, and they were like, put Kiss on there because she could do the thing.
Wait, why was she doing the thing?
I don't know. She's a fucking weirdo. No.
For legal purposes, that's a joke.
That was a joke.
The score at the beginning of the remake was just fucking trying too hard. It really took me out of the film. I was like, what the fuck? It was trying to like build tension or set a tone that it didn't need to set. Like it didn't need to be established at the point that it was trying. I don't know. I hated it. And then that's just crazy because the original movie was nominated for an Academy Award for its score.
Well, the original, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the remake.
But, I mean, you would think that it would be as important to them to have a really good score. You would think
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You know me.
I do. Yeah. I've met you a few times.
Unfortunately. for you.
Jesus. Ryan Reynolds wore special contact lenses to make his eyes seem like black with just a white ring around them. And they're kind of like really super dilated. I feel like you could tell too. His eyes looked a little red throughout some of it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there was something funky going on with his eyes.
Yeah. But it worked for the character.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the basement where George is in the basement. Ryan Reynolds is in the basement.
Yep.
And Gollum from Lord of the Rings makes an appearance. I didn't even see it, if I'm being honest. I just saw it in the fun facts after the fact, so that could be a lie.
I didn't either, but I think that they're talking about like the ghost thing that resembles Gollum. I don't think it's actually Gollum. I think it just the guy kind of looks like Gollum. Gollum
in Amityville Horror.
Yeah. Because I remember what part they were talking about. And it's just like the ghost that's been in that house. And he kind of looks like Gollum. But it's not Gollum. It's just like, he just kind of looks like him.
Sad.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah. I think I know what part. Because it like turns and looks at him too. Kind of like in a Gollum-y way.
Ew.
But it does kind of look like Gollum.
I'm not gonna lie, the scene in the basement really messed with me. I didn't like a lot of that.
Okay.
So I probably wasn't watching.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
It is what it is. I'm used to it. I just look away.
Whatever works. You're not really getting the full experience then, huh? You're
Well,
always like, this movie was a 1 out of 5 scary, and you didn't watch half of it.
well, it's not that I'm not watching the scary stuff, I'm not watching the fucked up stuff.
Yeah. My last fun fact about the remake is that Chloe Grace Moretz was too young to watch the movie when it came out, so
Oh.
she didn't get to see it. But when it was released to DVD, they gave her like a super cut of all of her scenes so that she could watch herself, so she couldn't see everything else.
Aww. Cute.
Yeah.
I mean, she has to watch her performance so she can know what to improve on next time.
Well, she's 8, so.
She's a working girl.
Any other fun facts from you?
I don't think so. There was surprisingly not a lot of material out there for the new movie, for as, quote, successful as it was.
All right. Do we want to rate it?
Let's rate it.
Okay. Should we start with the original?
Yeah. How scary did you think it was?
1 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
I don't really have anything for that. It didn't scare me. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's a tone thing. It's a product of its time, for sure.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny, but I didn't think it was that scary. What about you?
Well, I gave it a 2.
Okay.
It was a little scary.
Yeah.
I just don't like it when, like, kids are in danger.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm like somebody.
I'm sick of defending myself. How sexy did you think it was?
I gave it a 1.5.
Okay.
There were some, like, boobies, and James Brolin's not hard to look at.
Yeah.
Even in his, like, little, like, mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know? And I mean, it's a haunted house. It's not unsexy.
Exactly.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought both the leads were nice to look at. James Brolin, kind of a zaddy. Margot Kidder, knockout. I'm into it.
Yeah. You want to know something crazy though? I don't think he was like zaddy age when he wasn't. I think he was a little bit younger than you think he was.
Oh no. I mean, he was playing a dad, so.
But Zaddy is
Zaddy's like
a little older.
He's like a zaddy now.
Yeah, Zaddy's like teenage kids, at least.
Yeah, he was 39 when this came out.
Okay, so it's borderline Zaddy, but mostly just daddy.
Yeah, kind of just daddy.
I think well, whatever. 45 and older.
Oh, that's zaddy territory?
I think so.
Great. Glad we've established that.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to. We can't just be throwing around these terms.
That's true. We have to have order somehow.
Yeah. Oh, God. How fucked up did you think it was?
I gave the original a 1. It wasn't that fucked up. Again, a product of its time, right? How crazy can it be?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
I gave it a 1.
Yeah.
It's just you know, we hadn't broken the barrier yet. We weren't ready to start fucking things up.
Yeah. 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 All right, overall, what did you think of the 1979 version of the Amityville Horror?
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
It also wasn't good.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 2.5.
Right
down the middle.
Yeah.
I would watch it again. Like I would make somebody watch this just to be like, oh, this is like one of the original haunted house movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the acting was good. Most of it. Some of it. A couple people. The effects weren't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked the subtlety. Like they didn't linger on it of her turning into the old lady. That was like what, 10 frames? I liked that a lot, and it looked really good. Some of the effects were fine. But yeah, 2.5.
Right.
What about you?
I give it a 2. It's just too long. And
it wasn't that long.
It was long.
It was 115 minutes.
50? It's almost 2 hours.
115 minutes.
Oh.
Calm down.
still almost 2 hours it was too long. There was so much with the priests happening. I was like, cut all that shit out. We don't need that. It was just kind of boring. It was kind of funny. I'll give it that. I didn't think the acting was very good. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't
It's
mind
also
it.
kind of like a product of its time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's not the best movie.
No.
It's not. Yeah.
Okay, well, I liked it more than you, and that's fine.
You did. Just by half a point. Don't get all snooty on me.
That's 10%. I liked it 10% more than you.
That's fair. What about the remake though?
What do you want me to give you my overall, or do you want to start at scary?
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay, how scary did you think the 2005 version of the Amityville Horror was, starring Ryan Reynolds?
I give it a 1.5. I don't think it's scary now. I do remember being scared of it when I was 13.
Yeah.
There's a lot more jump scares that happen. So yeah, kind of got a little bit creepy. Yeah. What about you?
I also gave it a 1.5.
Yeah, it's a little bit creepy.
It's just a little creepy.
Yeah, a couple jump scares.
Yeah. Not as good creepy or good jump scare as, for example, Haunting of Hill House.
No. But that's because they use their jump scares effectively. This movie, just every single scene has a jump scare.
Yeah.
After like the first 4, I was like, all right, they're just happening now. So,
Yeah.
They don't scare me anymore. And that's why I didn't get higher. How sexy did you think it was?
I gave this one a 1.5.
Okay. For his abs?
Well, no, I'm not really into a like really muscular man, and he was a little overly muscular. What I like about him in the proposal is that he's like attainable. You know, he's like he's not like you know. Yeah.
There was no reason for him to be this ripped, and there was also no reason for them to show his abs as much.
As much as they did. Like, what was
This one's for the girlies, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm just not one of those, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still in the haunted house vibe, and there's some like spooky ghosts, and What'd you give it?
I give it a 2, same as the original.
Okay.
Because I think Melissa George is attractive, and I get what they were going for with Ryan Reynolds. I also kind of agree that like the abs were a bit much for me. But a girl's a girl, and when he came out of that water with those low-rise pajamas on, I'm not saying it didn't do nothing for me.
Well, that makes one of us. I really like his wife.
Yeah.
So I think that ruins him for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know you don't, like, know her personally. You can
I know.
find her husband.
I know. But it's
no offense. You're a beautiful, funny, intelligent woman. You're not a threat. I don't think Lively stays up at night thinking, what if Katie does?
That's not what I mean. I just mean I think it ruins it for me.
That's fair.
Like, he's just like in a very committed relationship that
he's taken.
Yeah. So he's not accessible.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. A relationship that I hope to succeeds.
Great.
For the sake of their 4 beautiful children.
Yeah.
Betty, James, Inez, and the other one that we don't know their name yet.
Incredible. I love how he's accessible, but hasn't James Brolin been married to Barbra Streisand since, like, the 90s?
Are you telling me that Josh Brolin's mom is Barbra Streisand?
No.
Oh.
That was from a previous marriage.
Oh, okay.
He was not... Josh Brolin is not a 90s baby. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's a little older. You're right. My Nepo baby loving mind was about to be absolutely exploded. I was about to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, no. But I'm pretty sure they've been married since, like, the 90s.
Crazy.
So he's been in a longer committed relationship, but you're allowed to say he's hot.
I don't
because
like
you don't
Barbara.
like Barbara
I don't like
Streisand.
Barbara Streisand as much.
Oh my God, tell
Ryan
that to her
Reynolds.
face.
Ryan Reynolds is hot. It's just like I just it doesn't. He doesn't do it for me.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's just like yeah. You know.
Yeah, I think that's why like he's a little bit more attractive to me in this movie than he is in like more recent stuff. You know what I mean? It's like Chris Evans. Like once he started doing Captain America, Chris Evans is not attractive to me at all. But you throw on Push, and I'm like, he's kind of hot. You gotta go back to their gritty era, like before they were super famous. You know?
Yeah.
There's something about him. It's that little spark, that little fire. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He was married to Scarlett Johansson during this. Ryan Reynolds.
I don't like her.
Really? I don't like her. Just like her. I don't have an opinion.
Oh. Not a fan.
Neither was he.
Just another Woody Allen defender.
Oh, gross.
Another I should be able to play Asian people type of white person.
Ew, what?
Yeah. When she was casting Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She just seems tone deaf to me.
She's sued
Anyways,
Disney.
great. For what?
Some contract dispute.
Oh, that's not as fun.
Well, how fucked up did you think it was? The 2005 Amityville Horror.
I give it a 1.5. Because I don't like the finger in the bullet hole. That was a bit much.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. What about you?
I also gave it a 1.5.
Yeah.
But maybe I should give it a 2 because the basement scene also. I forgot about the bullet hole until you just brought it up.
Yeah.
I tried to block that out.
Yeah, sorry.
So I'm going to give it a 2. For the basement scene, because the hooks, I don't like hooks in skin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And bullet hole.
Did you say blowhole?
Bullet hole?
Amazing. Thank you.
Did kind of look like a blowhole. Hole was blown.
It was.
Yee.
No denying that.
Gross.
All right, overall, remake. Hit me.
I give it a 1.5. I liked it a lot less. Score sucked. Dialogue sucked. Ryan Reynolds, sorry, you sucked. It's just not good. It's about time we got a clunker.
I know. I thought it was funny because when I said that, I like looked ahead and I was like, when is my next clunk? Because I joked about putting more clunkers on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked ahead and I was like, oh, we got one coming.
Nice. Way to go.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
I agree. This is a clunker, but I gave it a 2. I gave them both 2s. I think
Oh,
they're
okay.
both just kind of bad movies. This is a bad remake of a bad movie. It's like, all right, you just sit there in your badness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the first one more than the newer one.
Okay. See, I kept going back and forth because there's things about the first one that I like better, but then it's so long. The second one's the perfect length, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Every movie
90
should be an
minutes.
hour and a half. Come on.
True.
So I'm like, if I have to sit through one of them, I'll probably pick that one. It's shorter.
Yeah. If I'm being honest though, I think the second one felt longer to me because I had just watched it. I had just watched the first one.
You watched
and
it
it was like
back.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my god, I just watched this. It's literally the same. Like, and that was another thing is like they took no creative liberties. They just did the exact same movie.
Yeah, the only thing they did differently was killing the dog.
Kill the dog. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It doesn't fly in 2024. Maybe in 2025 it did, but you kill a dog, you're
Well,
over.
2025 is next year, so we'll find out. But
I mean,
2005. Yeah. It definitely flew in 2005. That was peak killing the dog in horror movies time.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we're back on track of like not killing the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you survive? They're basically the same movie, so either one.
Yeah. Nobody dies.
Nobody died? Well,
There's
nobody in the present story dies.
Yeah. I mean, the family before it gets murdered.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
Yeah.
But no, I'm living.
Same.
It's like whatever, you know? You're living?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's
What's
like
gonna
no
kill
question.
me? George
Ryan
Lutz?
Reynolds.
Like,
yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. No. Also, you know what my biggest complaint about these types of movies are?
What types of movies? Explain first.
I will do that now because that's
Okay.
what I was going to do.
Okay. Thank you.
So, like, the whole, like, supernatural, based on a true story movie, whatever, fine.
Okay.
If you want to do it, fine. The Conjuring, fine, whatever, right? Nobody got hurt. It's like, it's just a haunted house story. You can either believe that it happened or you don't have to believe that it happened. But in this case, I don't like it because there is a real story, right? Like, people died. The guy actually killed his family, not George, but the guy before them. And so that's what I don't like about it, because then you're making this movie and basically saying, like, giving that person an out, right? Like, you're saying, well, the house was haunted. The demons do possess the dad, right? So it's like, oh, like, George Lutz is a prime example of why this guy killed his whole family. No, he just killed his family. And we're not going to give him an out. We're not going to do the whole the devil made him do it thing. He killed his family. And it's a disservice to the victims to give him that out. And that's why I don't like this type of movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I have beef with another movie that I'm sure we'll watch eventually, but they do the same fucking thing. And I hate it. I hate it.
To that one father's point, half of people say, "Oh, the devil made me do it." In the 79 movie, one of the fathers, one of the priests says that like half of murderers.
But they don't actually. And most of them are, go through psychological screenings where they're proven, like, you have to be proven sane to, like, go on trial, right? I also don't believe that half of murderers said that the devil made them do that. That feels like a made-up thing for the movie.
It was an exaggeration, I'm sure.
A great exaggeration.
Well.
A large one. But yeah, I don't like it. Don't give them excuses. Don't justify it. Anyways, that's my rant. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Cute.
All right, are you ready to predict next week's movie?
Yep.
All right, do you know what it is?
Nope.
All right. We're gonna watch Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
Okay. This is a horror comedy.
Okay.
It's a horror comedy of a group of friends who are on a friend trip in the woods.
Of course.
Like alpine. Like luxury alpine woods,
Right.
Like in that one season of The Bachelorette. Or it might have been The Bachelor. It doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna help you on that.
Yeah. I think it was what's his name? Either way.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Like luxury, like Colorado, alpine, Okay.
Like Aspen.
Yeah. Aspen with like a cabin and then like a hot tub that like you can see out into the woods. Anyway. They are like hanging out, getting drunk. They're getting bored of getting drunk. So what they decide to do is play a drunken game of hide and seek.
Of course. Ready or Not.
Ready or Not. Here I come.
And then they come.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's what it would imply.
Yeah.
But no, they start playing hide and seek, and little do they know, there's a murderer that's been watching them.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah. And so as they're hiding, they just get kind of picked off one by one.
Okay. Who's the murderer?
Just a guy.
Okay, it's not like a whodunit in the friend group, it's just some random.
Oh, that would be more fun if it was a friend group whodunit.
It's your movie.
I mean, I hope it's that, but in my movie, it's not. It's a little bit more boring. It's just like a random.
It's a random guy.
Yeah, I think he like escaped from prison, kind of like a Michael Myers kind of thing, but
got it.
Aspen, Colorado instead of.
Okay. Does anybody live?
No. I mean, yeah,
wow.
Yeah. The killer is killed.
Oh, okay.
And 2 of the friends survive by killing him out of the like 7 that show up to the friend vacation.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
And their names are Charlie and Kayla.
Charlie and Kayla?
Yeah, it's a boy
Okay.
and a girl.
Great.
And not once
Not once.
does anybody say ready or not in the film.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's implied.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
No. Oh, sorry. It is a horror comedy,
Oh, good.
and hide and seek is played. Ready or not?
So I'm like really not that far off.
Not as far off as you've been.
Good. I mean, I got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
premise of the movie.
Kind of, yeah.
They're playing hide and seek
They are playing hide and seek.
through the whole movie.
Kind of.
Not
You'll
on,
see.
Not on purpose?
Well, no.
Do they not know they're playing hide and seek?
No, they don't.
God.
They are
Nice.
aware that they're playing hide and seek, yes.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of it, just have you go in for.
Okay, I'm looking
See what
forward
I
to
mean?
it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm excited.
Me too.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate the support.
We will see you next Tuesday.
She spelled it out with her hands for everybody listening.
Not even in sign language. I could do that too.
Nope. No, it's fine. We
Nope.
get it. All right, cool. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,